In times past, in a small village nestled in the serene hills, there lived a young man named Kaito. Kaito was widely recognized in the village due to his restless mind. He was always thinking, evaluating, and worrying about the past and the future. His mind was brimming with thoughts, and he could never find peace. One day, Kaito heard of a renowned mountain sage who resided at the top of a distant mountain. It was said that the sage held the secret to achieving serenity and inner tranquility. Fascinated, Kaito decided to embark on a journey in search of the wisdom of the mountain sage. After a strenuous journey that stretched over several days, Kaito finally reached the summit of the mountain. There, he found the mountain sage sitting in deep meditation, with closed eyes. Kaito approached with respect and bowed to the sage. "Master," he said, "I have come in search of your guidance. My mind is restless, and I long to find inner peace. Can you teach me how to attain a state of tranquility?" The mountain sage opened his eyes and smiled serenely at Kaito. "Quieting the mind," he said. "Very well, I shall teach you." The master led Kaito to a small courtyard adorned with a beautiful garden. In the center of the courtyard, there was a large stone basin filled to the brim with water. Kaito watched as the sage took a ladle and dipped it into the basin, filling it with water. Then, he carefully poured the water into a smaller, empty bowl. "Now, Kaito," instructed the sage, "your task is to empty the basin. You must transfer all the water from the basin to the smaller bowl without spilling a single drop." Kaito faced the challenge before him and found himself perplexed. How could he transfer all the water from the basin to such a small bowl? Nevertheless, he accepted the challenge and began the transfer. For hours, Kaito diligently worked to remove and pour the water, but no matter how hard he tried, the basin remained full. Frustration began to creep into his heart, and his mind remained agitated. The mountain sage watched Kaito's struggle with a compassionate gaze. He approached and gently placed his hand on Kaito's shoulder. "My dear apprentice," said the sage kindly, "you are determined to empty the basin, but you have overlooked the first and most essential step to achieve emptiness. You must start by calming your mind." Kaito looked at the sage, his eyes expressing bewilderment. "Master, how do I calm my mind?" the young man inquired. The sage smiled warmly. "Release your worries, your fears, and your attachments," he explained. "Focus fully on the present task. Be completely immersed in this moment, and the rest will naturally follow." Kaito took a deep breath and set aside his frustration. He stopped trying excessively to transfer all the water from the basin and, instead, focused on each ladle of water, appreciating the sound and sensation of it. Gradually, he entered a state of fluidity, his mind became serene, and his movements flowed naturally. As Kaito calmed his mind, something remarkable happened. The basin seemed to respond to his newfound serenity. With each ladle, the water flowed gently into the smaller bowl, and the basin slowly emptied. Finally, Kaito poured the last drop of water into the smaller bowl. He looked at the mountain sage with admiration and gratitude. "You understand, Kaito," said the sage, "when you calm your mind, you allow the universe to flow through you. You become one with the task at hand, and everything harmonizes." The young man realized that true tranquility and clarity had always been within him. From that day on, he held the wisdom of the mountain sage deep in his heart, remembering it throughout his life.
Want to live with more wisdom and purpose? Discover the secrets of Buddhist monks in the ebook The Wealth Through the Eyes of Buddhist Monks. Click on the pinned comment and start your journey of transformation.